Let's continue. Is my screen visible?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we were discussing about the anatomical evidences, and we have explained about the homologous
Yes, sir.
organ, right? So understood the meaning of homologous. Okay, different organisms having similar structure but different functions. Remember that. Okay. The next one is about analogous organs. The previous one was homologous. This one is analogous. Okay, so homologous में क्या बोले थे कि structure similar, functions different. Analogous is the reverse. Okay, that means structurally they are different, but function wise they are similar. Okay, see this. What is this?
Bat.
It's a bat, right? What is this?
Eagle.
Eagle.
Okay, it's a bird. What about this?
Butterfly.
Yeah.
Butterfly.
All three of them are doing something similar. What is that?
Flying.
The flying.
Flying.
Correct. So when you can see that all of them are flying, that means all of them are using some organ for a similar function. What are they using for carrying out the similar function?
Wings.
They're
Wings.
all
Feathers.
using the wings, correct. But if you compare the wings of a bat with the wings of a bird to the wings of an insect, do you think structure will be the same? The wings of a bat must be so heavy and sturdy. But if you compare that to the wings of a butterfly, they are so thin and delicate, right? So,
Yes.
okay, in case of an insect like a butterfly, the wings are very thin, without any muscle, without any bone, okay, without any feathers. They don't have any such thing in case of an insect, okay. But what about a bird? A bird has got bones and feathers. But in case of a bat, there is a skin, there are muscles, and there are bones. That means the point is organs in different organisms having different structure but similar functions. Then it's an analogous organ. Understood the meaning properly? All
Yes.
three
Yes, sir.
same thing, carrying out the same activity, but with structurally different body parts. That is an example of analogous organ. Okay, now look at this. What is this?
Plant.
Okay, it's a plant with the leaves and stem. What is this? Again, there are small tiny leaves that you can see. So in the first
Yes.
picture above, the plant is having a large leaf, a bigger one. But here in the one below, you can see the plant leaves are broken into tiny leaflets, as in the case of bull moher and all you see, tiny leaflets. But these leaflets or the leaves, they carry out the same function. What is the function of leaves in plants? Plants में leaves क्या करते हैं?
Photosynthesis.
Correct. They do photosynthesis. Getting it? So when they do photosynthesis, the color and the pigments are important more than the shape and size. So functionally they are similar, structurally different. So that's an example of analogous organs. Okay, with the help of examples, are you able to understand everyone properly?
Yes.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
And
Yes.
understood why these are coming under anatomical evidence? The reason is because it is in the internal structure of the plant. Okay. Now, third group under anatomical
Yes.
evidence is something called vestigial organs. Okay. Now, see, if you think carefully, every organ that we have in our body has got some or the other function. Okay. Like if I ask you what is the function of the stomach, so it is
Digestion.
digestion. Correct.
Digestion
Yes.
system.
What is the function of the kidney? One word. What is the function of the kidney?
Filtration.
Filtration. Very good. Okay, filtration and excretion. What is the function of the heart?
Pumping blood.
Pumping blood,
Pumping blood.
circulation. Correct. Okay, what is the function of the brain? It's not one function. Every other function of the body is controlled by the brain. Correct. So every part, every organ, every bone, every muscle, every nerve, all these are having some or the other function in our body. But at the same time, there are some organs or some parts which are present, but they do not have any function. Such organs are called vestigial organs. Okay, there are certain parts present in our body. Okay, they are found in every human being's body, every other organism's body also, but they do not have any function. Still, they are present. The reason is, in our ancestors during evolution, that time they were functional, but over a period of generations the function has been lost, and now we have the organ but there is no function. ऐसे organ को बोलते हैं vestigial organs. Got it? Any example of such an organ in the human body can you tell, which we have but which does not have any function? Yes, Harsha, are you there, Harsha?
Nails.
ऐसा कोई body part where we have the organ, we have the part, but it does not have any function. Yes, Harsha. Anyone else? Where we have any body part, but it does not have any function at all. Think about it.
Hair.
Okay.
Nails.
Hair and nails also have got function. No? The hair is for insulation and protection. The nails are for offense and defense. Right? Then any other? Okay. See this. Okay, the first of all, the meaning of vestigial is organs in some organisms which are non-functional today, but they were functional in the ancestors. Okay, see this. This is a part of the human digestive system, right? So here, if you observe carefully, we have one liver, one stomach. Okay, there is this intestine, the large intestine and the small intestine. Okay, so observe carefully, wherever the small intestine ends and the large intestine begins, that means I'm showing you this portion. Okay, this portion. This is where the small intestine ends and the large intestine begins. At that junction, if you observe carefully, there is this small projection, a small outgrowth, chota worm like. Can you see that? It is labeled over here as appendix. Okay, that is one classic example of a vestigial organ. That part, as such, every person has it, but it does not have any function. But in our ancestors, ancestors means long time back, I'm talking about the Stone Age man and all. That time, people did not used to cook the food while they had it. There was no concept of cooking. Man used to be nomadic. Whatever in the nature they used to find, they should just pluck and eat it raw. Whether it is the plant part or animal flesh or whatever. So it was in the appendix at that time that the respective enzymes were produced in order to help the digestion of the food, the raw food. But over a period of years during evolution, what happened? That man started cooking food. Fire was discovered. In history and all, you must have learned. Okay, by chance, man discovered fire. So man also by chance found that if plant or animal matter is like burnt or cooked in the fire, it becomes more tasty to eat. Like आज हम लोग गरम खाना prefer करते हैं, right? Rather than having raw food. So the reason is because we are having already cooked food, so some of the enzymes for digestion were no longer required. So this appendix has lost its function. But during this evolution, the part is still there. Okay. So now the question should be, if it has no function, why it is still there? Any answer? Try and think about it. We can discuss that in the next class. If this vestigial organ does not have any function, why it is still there? Why it is not gone away? Right? Let's see if you can come out with something. Everybody has to think about it. Okay. So appendix, also known as the vermiform appendix. That is an example. Okay. Now sometimes what happens in a normal person, this appendix is just there. It does not cause any problem, even if it does not have any function. But sometimes what happens is, due to some reasons, the appendix starts swelling up. There is an inflammation. Sometimes if you have too much spicy food, okay, or something like that, it might happen that the appendix will swell up. So if it swells, then it is a problem. It will be painful. उसको बोलते हैं appendicitis. That's the condition. Okay, whenever the name of a disease ends with the word itis, I-T-I-S, it means there is a swelling of that part. So when you say appendicitis, it means swelling of the appendix. So that time it becomes painful. So what will the doctors do in that case? छोटा सा surgery करेंगे. They will cut off the appendix and remove it. So anyways, it doesn't have any functions. If it is removed, there is no problem at all. Getting it? So appendix में ऐसा हो सकता है. ठीक है? Then that's the appendix. Vermiform appendix. This is the real picture. See, taken inside the human body. दिख रहा है ये? White color का छोटा सा कीड़ा. Everybody has it. That's a vermiform appendix. Okay. Now, can you tell how is this kind of photograph taken inside a human body? It is near the small and large intestine. That means in the lower abdomen. तो ये अंदर फोटो कैसे निकाल देंगे? Can anyone put a smartphone inside and take a selfie or something? No. So how is this photograph taken? Try and find out. This also we will discuss. Okay, you should be aware about all the aspects, right? We have many such photographs. Where, as and when the topics will come, I will show. Okay. Then, what is this?
Here,
They are the ears. Everybody is having it. How many are there in a normal person?
2.
2.
2 ears. Ishika, tell me what is the function of ears?
To listen sound.
to listen. Is that the only function? Is there any other function of the ears? Ears have got two functions. One of them is hearing and listening. Other one is, that's again a very important function. The other function is to maintain a body balance. Body balance and equilibrium. Getting it? If you are standing at a certain place, you are standing straight, your body is in balance. The major contribution is by your ears. Getting it? It maintains the body balance and keeps you in support. Have you ever come across anybody who is having only one ear? It is not possible to survive because body को balance ही नहीं मिलेगा, लड़खड़ाएगा. Getting it? So 2 ears on both the sides maintain the gravity and keep you in a proper equilibrium. But at the same time, these ears which you can see, this flap that we have in the ears, what is the function of this flap? Like student mistake करे तो teacher कैसे कान पकड़ते हैं? That part I am talking about. What is the function? Why do we have this kind of a flap? Suppose, consider it this way. Okay, somebody who is standing very far from you and trying to tell you something, you are not able to hear very clearly. So what you do, if you want to hear something clearly, you keep your hand like this. Yes or no? जोर से बोल ऐसे बोलते हैं ना? That means what? When you do like this, you are trying to collect the sound waves and focus inside your ears so that you can hear clearly. This flap that is given to us does the same function. Getting it? इसको हम लोग ear pinna बोलते हैं. This flap that we have is known as the ear pinna. So this ear pinna does the work of focusing the sound waves and putting into your ears so that you can hear clearly. If you don't have the ear pinna, directly suppose कान का opening रहता है यहाँ पे, so you will hear everything very blurred. Clear नहीं सुनाई देता. Getting it? So nature has given you this for that purpose. Can you move your ear pinna? ऐसे वो कान फड़फड़ा सकता है क्या? Like an elephant? You must have seen
No.
elephant ears.
No.
ऐसा ऐसा करते रहते कान से. You have seen that? Elephants doing it?
Yes.
Very big
Yes.
ears and all, and they keep on flapping. Why do they do that flapping part with their ears? वैसे कान क्यों ऐसे हिलाते रहते हैं? There is a reason. Because if some small insects or something they try to enter the ears and they create problem, so they need to drive them away. But why do human beings can't do it then? Imagine you are flapping your ears. Insects and mosquitoes वगैरह अपने को भी परेशान करते हैं, but we don't flap our ears like them. The reason is our hands are free, unlike in elephants. We can always use our hands to drive away the mosquitoes. At night when you are sleeping, mosquitoes आते हैं कान के पास. हिमेश रेशमिया का गाना गाते हैं. Yes or no? So you get irritated with that noise. So what you do? You use your hands and drive them away. We can do that. Imagine an elephant doing that, lifting the leg and trying to do it. Is it possible? Of course not. So elephants can't do it. That's why they can move their ears. And for moving their ears like that, they have muscles by which they can flap the wings. So their muscles are functional. But we human beings also have muscles in the ear pinna, but which are non-functional. We have muscles, but we don't use it because we cannot move our ear pinna like that. So that's a vestigial organ. You understood? The muscles of the ear pinna, they are these muscles I'm talking about. They are vestigial. they are present because muscles always bring about movement. So here we don't bring any movement at all, but still the muscles are there. So that's a vestigial organ. You understood about ear pinna, everyone?
Yes.
sir.
Okay. Yes. Now tell me, do human beings have a tail?
No.
No. Of course, we don't have a tail. Okay, we don't need a tail first of all. Right? Imagine living with a tail, it will be so uncomfortable. Yes or no? Right? You're sitting in a classroom. Okay, the one sitting behind you will tell, "Arey, keep your tail ahead." मुझे लग रहा है. Right? So it will be difficult. Right? So nature has given the right things at the right time in the right place. Okay, but our ancestors had a tail. We say monkeys. You know very well, monkeys have long tails and they can hang from a tree branch with their tails also. That's so supportive, right? But over a period of years, during evolution, we lost our tail because we did not need it. In the initial days, man used to live on the trees and all. Man used to roam around. But then man started living on the ground. Tail का function क्या है? To keep a balance while living on the tree. So man stopped living on the trees. So tail का जरूरत ही नहीं पड़ा. So we lost it. But wherever the tail was there we have a rudimentary tail bone. At the end of the backbone, there is a tail bone which is still there. Everybody can check it later. Okay, there is a tail bone which is rudimentary. That means non-functional. कि अगर हमारे पास tail होता तो वहां से आता. So that means what? Evolution का evidence हो गया ये. There was a tail earlier, now it is not there, but the bone is still there. So that's an anatomical evidence. And that bone which we have today is again non-functional. We don't need that. That's why it is a vestigial organ. That bone is known as the coccyx or the coccygeal bone. This portion I'm talking about at the back. Okay, this is the vertebral column that we have. And the last bone of the vertebral column is the tailbone. Okay, which is called as the coccygeal bone. That's the name. So that's an example of this one, the one which is shown in red. This is the bone I'm talking about. At that tail end in the body, one can actually feel that under the skin. Okay, that's a rudimentary tailbone. Is that clear? So that's an example of vestigial organ. Understood these examples, everyone? Right?
Yes.
Okay. See this. There are many such examples of vestigial organs in the human body. Okay. So what are they? This example आएगा nictitating membrane. Nictitating membrane means in our eyes we have our eyelids. Okay, while when you go to sleep, you close your eyelids. We don't sleep with our eyes closed. It will look like a dead body. Yes or no? Right? We always sleep with our eyes closed. So we have eyelids, but under our eyelids there is one more transparent eyelid present. That is also present, but that does not have any function. It's a vestigial organ. Getting it? In other animals, like for example, in the case of camels, they have this nictitating membrane because a camel lives in the desert and it walks for long distances in the desert. So it experiences a lot of sandstorms, sand wala dust and all. So while walking, it cannot keep its eyes closed. So it has got transparent eyelids. The eyes will be closed. It will be protected from the dust. At the same time, because of transparent one, it can also see. So if human beings would have got such transparent eyelids, imagine students can enjoy that in the lecture. आंख खुला है but सो रहा है. Teacher को नहीं पता चल रहा है. Correct? Ishika is smiling. She understood very well. Right? So that is nictitating membrane, a transparent eyelid. Getting it? Okay. Then similarly, in the teeth, you know very well, we have four types of teeth present: incisors, canines, premolars, and molars. The canines are the sharp teeth. Carnivorous animals have well developed canines because they have to catch and tear the flesh. But we human beings also have one pointed canine which we don't hardly use. We don't directly tear animals with the flesh and all. Even if we have non-veg food, it is a cooked one. Kacha non-veg nahi khate na. So that pointed canine is as such a non-functional organ. Getting it? Like that, if you observe carefully, there are many such organs in the body which as such do not have much function. Okay, Sundar gave the example of hair. Hair to some extent has got function, like hair on the head. It's a protective organ part, we can say. But hair on the body parts, especially hair on the chest and all, that's something which is non-functional. Hair on the hands and all, hair on the legs, right? Everybody has got it. Some of them have got more amount of it. Okay, so that's a non-functional one. So these are some other examples of vestigial organs in human beings. Understood this properly? Okay, then see this. Now vestigial organs in human beings we have discussed. What about other organisms? Right, so in the case of other animals, like this one, this is an example of a penguin. All of you know what's a penguin? Right, very cute ones. So there are other examples. Okay, whales. Okay, there are different types of whales actually. One of them is called baleen whales. Whales are all aquatic ones. They live in the deep sea. Okay, so still they have unformed hind legs which were present. Okay, whales में छोटे-छोटे पैर होते हैं, but which are non-functional. So that means the ancestors of whales were land creatures. The ancestors of whales were land creatures. They used to walk on the land, but then it became aquatic. So the whales have legs which are non-functional. Getting it? Okay. Similarly, there is something called mole rats who are actually blind. They rely upon smell, but still they have tiny eyes, which does not have any function. They're just like dots on the body. Okay, and these animals like emu, ostrich, cassowary, penguin, they cannot fly. There are so many examples of flightless birds, but still they have wings. A penguin cannot fly, but uske wings hote hain. Ostrich cannot fly, but it has got wings. Right? This is baleen whales. Okay, you can see this small hind legs. They are present. It looks as if they could have walked on the land, but they did not. So vestigial. Okay, and these are mole rats. They are blind, but see they have eyes, tiny ones. Right? Do not have any function. Okay, and other such flightless birds. You know what is an ostrich? Ostrich, penguins, and all. They have wings which are non-functional. So these are some other examples of vestigial organs in other animals. Getting it? Okay, and then we have paleontological evidence. Okay, the third example. First one we saw was morphological evidence. Second one is anatomical evidence. This third one is paleontological evidence. Okay, let us finish with this paleontological one and we can stop for today. Okay, see, when you say paleontology, it is the study of fossils. You know what are fossils? Right? The remains of ancient plants and animals which we get today, and because of which we understand the structure of the plants and animals that were found earlier. That is called fossil. So you can have lot of different types of fossil plants and animals. Correct? Sometimes the scales, the bones, the impressions of the leaves, right? The remnants of their eggs and all. So many different ways in which we get plant and animal fossils. Like how do we know today that there were dinosaurs? Nobody has seen them. Nobody has taken a selfie with them, right? But still we are aware that there were dinosaurs present on the earth because we get such kind of bones and all. The animals and plants may not be available, but their evidences are still there. And that becomes a very important evidence in evolution. Getting it? Okay, they are called paleontological evidence. So when you talk about paleontological evidence, the very important point is about connecting links. Connecting links means like the connection between two groups of organisms. This is an example of an animal called Archaeopteryx, which is extinct today, but uske fossils hai. And this animal is a connecting link between reptile and a bird. This is how the animal must have appeared. Artist लोगों ने fossils वगैरह देखकर ऐसा बनाया. It has got features of a reptile as well as that of a bird. Like a bird, it can fly. Okay, it has got wings and feathers. And like a reptile, it has got sharp teeth. It has got claws. Ekdam transition feature between a reptile and a bird. Such organisms are called connecting links. Getting it? So such evidences are also understood, and because of that we come to know that birds have evolved from the reptiles. These connecting links give you that idea. Okay, the name of the animal is Archaeopteryx, between a reptile and bird. We just get it in the form of a fossil today. Okay. Similarly, you know this animal? A very interesting animal. पता है कौन सा animal है?
No.
This one is called the duck-billed platypus. Okay, this is a completely transient feature between bird and mammal. Okay, birds वाले क्या features है? It has got a beak. It has got webbed feet. It lays eggs. But mammals वाले क्या features है? It has got ear pinna and it has got mammary glands by which it can feed its young ones. So that means it has got features of both birds and mammals. And this is not extinct today. We still get this animal. So that's a connecting link between birds and mammals. Getting it? Okay. This is a plant whose name is Nitum. G is silent. We call it Nitum. So among the plants, this is a transition between gymnosperm and angiosperm. Okay. It has got a lot of gymnosperm features also. It produces cones and all. And it has got angiosperm features also. It has got broad leaves and it has got vessels in the wood by which it can conduct water. So it is a characteristic of two groups. In 9th standard, you must have studied classification of plants. So you know gymnosperm and angiosperm, correct? So these examples prove that angiosperms have evolved from the gymnosperms, and this is the transition group. This is a plant called Nitum. So you need to remember certain examples like this. Archaeopteryx was a connecting link between reptile and bird. Okay, duck-billed platypus is between birds and mammals, and Nitum is between gymnosperm and angiosperm. Got it, everyone? Okay, and that's why it comes under paleontological evidence. Okay, so these three groups of evidences we have seen for today. Okay, the first one was morphological evidence. where we have just seen the external appearance of different groups of organisms and seen the similarities and differences between them. Second one is anatomical evidences, where we have seen homologous organs. Okay, then the other one was analogous organs and vestigial organs, and we have seen enough examples between them. Okay, so these kind of questions, if you answer while writing, always remember, give examples. There are examples mentioned in your textbook also, follow that. Okay, examples will always add value to the answers that you write. It's very important. Okay, and later on, as and when the topics will come, I will tell you the different tips while writing answers and all. Okay, so everybody has to learn that. Okay, so we'll stop here for today, and in the next lecture we will be able to complete this lesson, I suppose. Evolution complete ho jayega, heredity and evolution lesson will get over. Then we can start with some other lesson. Okay, after that. So prepare well, okay, read well, and please remember, increase your memory. And Ishika, join the Google Classroom quickly and solve the test. Everybody has to solve. Okay, more than the marks, your attempt is important. Don't miss any test. That is very important. Okay. Any other doubts? Anything you have to ask before we stop? Anyone? Okay.